That number in your bank account, the one that keeps you up at 3 a.m., it's not going to magically fix itself. And the worst part, you're working just as hard as people who have $100,000 saved, maybe harder. So why are they winning and you're not? Charlie Munger, Warren Buffett's billionaire business partner, once said the first $100,000 is to save. Not the first million, not the first 10 million, the first 100,000. A man worth billions said this is the hardest part. And if you're sitting there with $3,000 in your account wondering what's wrong with you, nothing is wrong with you. The game is rigged and nobody told you the rules. I'm about to show you exactly why you're stuck, why it feels impossible, and why that's actually designed to keep you broke. Here's the brutal truth. Compound interest doesn't care about you until you have money. Let me show you what I mean. If you save $10,000 and invest it at 10% annual returns, you make a $1,000 that year. $1,000 for an entire year. That's $83 a month. You can't even pay your phone bill with that. So your brain looks at this pathetic return and thinks, what's the point? Why am I sacrificing everything for $83 a month? And that thought, that's what keeps you poor. Because here's what happens when you hit $100,000 at that same 10% return. You make $10,000 a year without lifting a finger. That's $833 a month. That's a rent payment. That's a car payment. That's real money. Suddenly compound interest starts working for you instead of mocking you. But getting from $0 to $100,000, you're climbing a mountain with a 200-pound backpack while everyone at the top is taking a helicopter. Here's the math that should terrify you. To go from $0 to $100,000 investing $800 a month takes 7.5 years. To go from $100,000 to $200,000, only 5.3 years. And from $200,000 to $300,000, 3.7 years. The same $100,000 jump takes half the time once you already have money. That's not fair, but that's math, and math doesn't care about fair. Section 2, your lifestyle is a trap, 215 to 345. But here's where it gets really dark. You're not just fighting math, you're fighting psychology. When you have $5,000 saved, that $50 dinner with friends feels huge. It's 1% of everything you own. Your brain screams, don't do it, you're sabotaging yourself. But you do it anyway because you're exhausted from saying no. You're tired of being the broke friend. You're sick of missing out while everyone else is living. So you spend it. And that guilt hits, and you tell yourself you'll start over Monday. But someone with $100,000 saved, that same $50 dinner is 0.05% of their wealth. It's nothing. It doesn't even register, so they don't feel guilty. They don't spiral. They don't sabotage themselves. This is called the wealth effect, and it's why rich people stay rich. They're not more disciplined than you. They just don't have to be. And here's the part that nobody talks about. Every dollar you save in the beginning feels like a sacrifice. You're saying no to the vacation, no to the new car, no to the nights out, no to looking successful. You're choosing delayed gratification while your brain is screaming at you to enjoy life now, because what if you die tomorrow? Meanwhile, people with $100,000 saved, their money is making money while they sleep. They're not choosing between investing and living. They can do both. You're playing a completely different game. And losing doesn't mean you're weak. It means you're playing the hardest level while they're on easy mode. But wait, it gets worse, because you're not just fighting yourself, you're fighting a system designed to extract every dollar from you. Think about it. You open Instagram, 7 ads in 3 minutes telling you what you need to be happy. You open TikTok, everyone's showing off what they bought, where they traveled, what they're eating. You drive to work, billboards, radio ads, Spotify ads. You're getting thousands of messages per day saying, you're not enough, but this product will fix you. And the worst part, it's working. The average American has $8,000 in credit card debt. $8,000 of debt on things they couldn't afford, but bought anyway because they were convinced they needed it. You know what $8,000 invested at 10% for 30 years becomes? $40,000. People are paying interest on debt that could have made them wealthy, and it's not an accident. This is the system working exactly as designed. Credit card companies want you in debt. Car companies want you in a 7-year loan. Subscription services want you to forget you're paying them $15 a month. DoorDash wants you too tired to cook. They're all extracting wealth from you in tiny increments that feel harmless but add up to financial prison. Meanwhile, the first $100,000, nobody's helping you get there. There's no ad campaign saying, hey, skip this purchase and invest instead. There's no influencer posting their boring index fund every day. There's no dopamine hit from watching your savings account grow by $200. Getting to $100,000 is silent, boring, and invisible, and that's exactly why most people never do it. And then there's the psychological warfare of comparison. You see your college friend posting from Bali, your coworker just bought a Tesla, your younger cousin is talking about their crypto gains, and you're eating meal prep chicken and rice for the 4th day in a row trying to save $200 this month. You feel like a loser, like you're falling behind, like everyone figured out some secret except you. But here's what you're not seeing. That friend in Bali, $12,000 in credit card debt. That coworker with the Tesla, $60,000 car loan at 6% interest. That cousin's crypto gains, they lost $15,000 last year but won't post about that. You're comparing your behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. And that comparison is costing you everything, because every time you see someone winning, your brain releases stress hormones. You feel inadequate. And what do humans do when they feel inadequate? We spend money to feel better. New clothes, new tech, a treat yourself purchase. The cycle continues. You stay stuck, and the people selling you stuff get richer. Meanwhile, the people quietly building wealth, they deleted social media. They stopped comparing. They focused on their own path. And 5 years later, while everyone else is still posting and broke, they have $100,000 saved. So here's the thing that changes everything. The first $100,000 isn't about money. It's about becoming a different person. It's about looking at that $50 dinner and saying no when every cell in your body wants to say yes. It's about driving your paid-off 2015 Honda while your coworker flexes their new lease. It's about deleting Instagram at 2 a.m. instead of scrolling into a comparison spiral. It's about automating your investments before you can talk yourself out of it. It's about facing the uncomfortable truth that your current habits will never get you where you want to go. Most people aren't willing to do this. They want the result without the transformation. They want $100,000 without becoming the type of person who saves $100,000. And that's why they stay stuck forever. But once you cross that threshold, everything changes. Your money starts making real money. Your confidence skyrockets. Your anxiety melts away. You stop feeling like you're drowning and start feeling like you're building. And that feeling, that's worth every sacrifice you made to get there. Closer, 7:30, 8 and Dwag. The first $100,000 is brutal because it requires you to fight math, psychology, society, and yourself simultaneously. You're playing the hardest level of the game with zero advantages. But here's what nobody tells you. That's exactly what makes it worth it. Because the person who saves their first $100,000, they're not the same person who started. They're stronger, smarter, more disciplined.